Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we got a game in the hipper for you. What's this? Riegerwald. Now my progression into Riegerwald, I started off with Von Mueller, who's a more heavily AP focused, and as you'll see in this game, we like to focus on the AP with these German cruisers. Then we got the Azure Lane hipper, basically the same build as Von Mueller, but it had Ingenious, which boosts the turret traverse, always a good thing. And now we got this Riegerwald. Now no Ingenious on here, so the turrets do slow back down, but the AP perks, we got a couple of dedicated AP perks here, so it makes it very strong. Hipper, this game, it's a pretty good game overall. It's not flawless by any means, but I like the footage because we can kind of show how hard the hipper is to dislodge. That's really the strength of the hipper, is you kind of get it on an island in a relatively forward position, and you know the enemy has to flank you, but at longer ranges. If they try and push into you, cruiser, destroyer, battleship, you got the tools to deal with all those ships. Okay, destroyers, we got hipper grade sonar, outstanding sonar, very dangerous, and the HE shells will do quite a bit of damage to those. Cruisers, well, they got to be careful coming in broadside. If we're catching them AP, we'll see in a few cells this game how easily we can shred those cruisers. And of course, we do have the torpedoes to deal with them as well. But the battleships, that's where the torpedoes really come in. Okay, you'll see the firing angles when we pull out this torpedo indicator, but very steep angles. Okay, so any battleship that's going to push into us, more or less, they're almost guaranteed to have a torpedo that we can put in their direction. Okay, so that's what makes this very difficult to push into, difficult to dislodge. And anytime you got a ship that's difficult to dislodge, if you get it moved up properly, then it's an advantageous position. You can see we're more or less in the middle of the map here. I like to play this island pretty much every, at least cruiser game that we got. I think it's one of the harder positions that I regularly play to pull off, just because of the access that many places on the map have to this. But if you're paying really close attention to the map, playing close attention to the game, you can usually protect yourself from most of the guys that can shoot at you at any given time. You can see we're kind of moving into the cap here. The red has one ship that was immediately contesting the circle, whatever you want to call it. But most of their ships playing off to the west for some reason. Most of our ships playing off to the east for some reason. Now Minotaur, he's coming around broadside. He does gun the gas right at the last second, but we do get a decent shot there. And we're going to go ahead and pummel him with one more. This is kind of flushing him out of the pocket here. Okay, so now he's like, okay, well, if I stay there, the hipper will kill us very quickly. One or two more salvos, he would have died. So now he's forced to gun the engine. The problem is he's got 3 blue ships. You can see on the map there. They're waiting for him over there. So we've kind of made life uncomfortable for him, and hopefully the rest of the team can go ahead and convert that kill relatively quickly, or at least force him off and nullify him. There he goes, down right there. Getting radared here, and we got a lot of ships. Could be that some bunch of different cruisers that could potentially be radaring us. It's possible there's a sonar as well. I'm not using my sonar, though, because we do launch the plane here. And any cruiser that's that close to us, we'd probably spot it with the plane pretty quickly. So not thinking about wasting the sonar there. Just assuming it's like a Baltimore or Cleveland with the radar. And we'll just stay back here, because you can see none of these shots, or none of these ships really have shots on us. There's one guy to the south that's protected, perhaps the mines that we were shooting at earlier, but a lot of, not a lot of threatening ships over here that we need to be worried about. So you see how tight we are on the island, and you'll see how tight we are the whole time. Baltimore coming around here. We do tag them, but just 2 overpens there. But we'll see. And again, you can't be broadside when you're fighting this thing. It just straight up isn't going to work. And decent hit there. Got a couple hits. Knocked him down a little bit. I think we'll get another juicy shot at him coming forward here. But by playing this tight to the island, we're really minimizing how many ships have access to us. And we always want to keep it to 1 ship or less that can shoot at us at any given time. But we're being a little bit aggressive here too as well. I'm seeing all these battleships trying to push this gap. They want to run me over and then move into the circle from the north, which would be a pretty decent play for them. So we don't want them to knock us out here. Should be playing a little bit more conservative than we are at the moment. Also, don't want to be subjected to the crossfire, but we are keeping an eye on this mines on the map. And if he swings the rear to the east-west orientation, if he goes broadside to us, then we'll go ahead and launch AP downrange. So we're not incentivized to do anything quickly here, right? We're defending the circle from this big bulk of force directly to the north of us, or directly to the northwest, whatever even to the west. Those dudes near me, whatever direction they are, that's what we're here to do. And again, they're going to have a real hard time rushing me because of the torpedo threat. Mines we do see on the map go. He's at about a 45-degree angle, but we figure it's worth backing up here and at least put in a few shots down range. See if we can get any damage. You know, we're at 54 to start here. We'll see if we get any production. About 9K there, give or take. We'll take one more salvo, then we'll move forward here. I'm just chipping away at him. That's not urgent that we deal with that guy, but just chipping away. That's fine. Here the Grover's moving in. We got the Vanguard behind him, and then the Baltimore. They're trying to create a little bit of separation. They also got the Cleveland moving in, trying to score the shot on him, but can't get the guns on target as he was low. Would have liked to remove him. Got the plane here. Now, this is a bit of a mistake here. I think the guns are reloaded for sure by now, but I'm like, okay, I got to get these torps on here. It's almost always a mistake when we're spending too much time trying to torp when we're not shooting. You want to be torping on reload, similar to the destroyers, and you can see, boom. Nice hearty whack there. Yeah, now the torps will force him. They'll either kill him or they'll force him back, which is what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm putting so much effort in the play. I don't want these little crossfires developing around me. So, once again, you know, got the torps off. They did back him up, but we took more damage there than we needed to. Launched some torps at the Champagne who's pushing. A lot of them are hitting the island here. You got to keep in mind, you can see on the diagram on the ship there, both the launchers are basically in the middle of the ship, but if you're not really paying attention to the angles, you might be clipping the islands like that. So, you know, that's kind of the main downside of being that tightly stapled to the island there, is you will lose some of the torps per launch in situations like that, but that's all right. Okay, now we got the Grover down, and the Champagne did take a couple shots. I'm thinking to myself, you know, if he's going to be broadside here, we can probably kill him in a couple pulls of the trigger. Ideally, try to sneak one through the gap on the rocks there, but nothing happening. And here comes the Cleveland. Line up the shot here. We only got the front guns in position. That's fine. We'll go ahead and take that shot. Looks like the Grover got his ordnance down range first, though. And secures the kill, which is outstanding. And now look at the score on the map. 830 or 825 to 325. So, you know, this game's not looking... It's more or less lost, Bruce. I'm being a little bit more aggressive here, just trying to go for some style points at this point in time. Heavily punished there. Ooh, boy. And once again, kind of trying to force the torpedoes, and once again, due to the launcher angles that they're coming off of, nothing doing. The other battleship killed the Champagne before we could get the front guns on them. So, trying to force some damage in there. Didn't work. Now here I would go ahead and pop the sonar. When we see those torpedoes, you can see we're still spotted. Now he may be a ways away. He may be outside of the sonar range, but might as well use it, right? Okay, we got less than 80 points left to go before victory. There we finally do, and now we once again confirm we're not going to get any visuals on him from that. But those are just a few, you know, like I said at the opening of the video, they're not a perfect game by any means. It's not that I've ever shown you a perfect game, because I certainly have never played one. But this one, despite the flaws, I did like it, because it's like, okay, well, we were surrounded by 5 or 6 ships the entire game. And just the threat of the Hipper, what it can do, and actually converting some of the mistakes or the pushes into damage. You know, that's kind of how you want to play the Hipper, in my opinion. So that'll do it for that one, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. And if you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, hey, consider subscribing. We've got lots of World of Warships coming all the time for you. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you. And we'll see you later. Peace.